yeah, this part of it's not really relevant, or I want to put some more information here, and I can just customize, that comment. Your feedback to individual students should be different, but your feedback about how to use the APA formatting standard, APA's formatting for edition 5 for filling out a reference should be the same, because that's the reality of it. Okay. Someone made the point about the size of the file. By default, the audio files are quite large, but you can downsample them. So I'll just make another audio comment here. New audio comment margin. This is a great point. Well done. Stop it. If I can then, sorry, I've done the wrong thing there. There it is. If I then just go up to File and Properties, Convert Now, I can currently, this audio is stored at 7 kilobits per second, which is quite high quality. If I go to MP3, I could then do it at a much lower quality. So now, if I play this is a great point. Well done. I've downsampled that to a very low standard, and you would have heard that the audio is much tinnier, so you can move the audio up and down. The audio that we're including here is only up to 1 minute long, and you can get it down to about 200 or 300K per minute, and so it really isn't a problem when you're sending feedback to sending it back to students. Okay, I'm afraid I haven't been keeping up with the text. Are there some comments that people would like to make? Please raise your hand if you have a comment or question.
Just Jeff here. I noticed a couple of people have been asking about OpenOffice.
Yep. Okay. I haven't done an OpenOffice version of this, but I'm told by people that do OpenOffice or Mac or VBA translations to the OpenOffice family that it's not an unheard of thing to do, but I've just stuck with Microsoft Word at this stage. And it doesn't matter which version you have, the teacher has, or which version the student have. This will work equally well in any version later than Word 2002. 2000, I mean. Okay. People have made a couple of comments about, is this a bit overwhelming for staff? Yeah, some parts of this will be a little bit strange, but what I suggest to them is just do what you normally do. If you've created a comment that you think is useful, stroke over it and then reuse it, and then you can just build up your own comment bank. Some students might find this a little bit unusual as well. So if we click on the Setup tab, insert eMarking information at the end, it automatically inserts a little bit of text at the bottom of the assignment that explains how the assignment has been marked. It explains that there might be a speaker that you can click on. Okay, a few other features of eMarking Assistant that I'd like to talk about. Many people are using rubrics for obvious reasons. One of the difficulties with rubrics is if the mechanics of using the rubric may overwhelm the person. So here we've got a rubric. If I click in a cell and go to the rubric tab and select it, that cell is highlighted and the mark is calculated based on the maximum mark and the marking scheme at that particular university. We could decrease the mark or increase the mark. We could go through just pressing F6. And we could press F8, and that will add up the marks, convert them to a percentage, convert them to a mark out of a particular mark, and then convert it back to a grade. So that's just a very simple process. It'll save you 2 minutes or a minute for each one, but to 11 o'clock at night, those are all significant things. Another thing here, students very often have difficulty equating the marks that are shown in a rubric with the comments that are in an assignment. So if I've selected something here, a fail for this particular, if I then go into my assignment, highlight part of the assignment, and press the same key, we will get that rubric and that standard inserted there. So that's starting to tie together the comments within the assignment to the marks within the rubric. Of course, that's not a one-to-one correspondence, but it's starting to tie these things together. The rubrics can be very easily changed by the person. It's just a word table with a couple of conventions. You need to have certain headings in there. Obviously, the standards here. If you want marks and percentages, you need to have that in the second line. But it's very easy to change, all done within Microsoft Word. A couple of other things that I've put into eMarking Assistant that people have asked for. Some people find that a student might have used a word or overused a word in a particular way. So if this person clicks the word, goes to eMarking Assistant and highlight that word throughout the assignment, it just highlights the use of that particular word. You might decide, gee, I'm interested in following up on this particular idea, highlight a phrase, and then do a Google search on that particular phrase. So that will just open up Google and then display that particular, do a search on that particular phrase. You might even want to highlight a phrase and have that read out to you. I can't see why you'd want to do that, but
Convict out of Philip's first tweet, or soon to be displayed had originally from Sydney Code. They would have.
But some people have asked for that. Okay, let's go back to the presentation now. Ooh, I've lost my window. So I'll just stop the screen sharing. I actually don't even need to do that. Can we get everyone just to click back on the window where you can see the screen that I've just put a big X on? Someone had a question. How could